Well, hi. It's me again, Matthew. And I think last week I talked. Yeah, it was last week. Well, hi. I have a few things to say, and I want things that I want to talk about it in this game. So, what should I start with? I think I should start with the leaks that were revealed to be fake leaks. This week, I think. No, last week. I'm sorry.
Come Matteo si è unito alla partita? Ma è una libera!
Oh.
Sì, ma ora se ne si è accorto.
Ma vaffanculo, ma veramente una libera.
Just give me a second now. Mute this, guys.
Ma vattela a filare del culo, ma ditelo che era una libera.
Ecco, Fibra è crashato.
Raga, ma ditelo che era una...
Okay, let's do this instead. Let's just make a party on our own. And I don't have much to say about the leaks. It was the same guy who leaked, I think, Blood Orchid and Red Crow. One of them, Reddit user.
Biohazard container located.
And you know, last time he was leaking something, apparently he was totally right, except for a few things which were wrong, and then right. And me thinking that this leak was right, I thought to myself, well, if the leaks are fake, if the image is fake on the Moroccan leak, it doesn't mean that the leak on the or the text leak, the leak that they found in the game files, is fake. Because they were right. They were right about lesion. It was gonna be a hint camouflage, invisible, transparent goo mine, or have a poisonous mine that in general would deal damage over time. And they were right about Ching setting off a mine that would, well, it's not a mine, it's kind of more like a flashbang, just a more complex and more modern, if you can call it, maybe more advanced. And that is what Jing's mines were pretty much. I think that's what they leaked. That's what I've heard. I don't know. But I think I saw it on Operation Health. But it was a long time ago. It was well, not long time ago, it was last year. And, you know, I thought, well, the leaks were that one of them was gonna be named Ballistic, and he was gonna have this kind of Ash Sophia mix, where he would have kind of explosive shards that have poison in them, spread over time and kill enemies. And that sounds very cool for a gadget, but in my opinion, it doesn't sound like a great gadget. It kind of sounds like Capitao's gadget, where Capitao can change to arrow and it only affects an area of effect. It only has an area of effect. And I don't know, it just sounds kind of, it doesn't sound like a gadget that you would use in general if you have Ash, or if you have Ash or Sophie in general. I would rather take them than Ballistic. And then the other operator's name was Biohazard, if I'm right. And apparently Biohazard Biohazard is an operator who's kind of like a mix of Legion and what's his name? And Capcan, I think. I think it's kind of like a poison and shard thing. It's kind of like they're both at kind of like Sophie Analog, a concussion. These two operators have kind of this metallic shard into them.
Down to 10 seconds.
And it sounds, I mean, having another operator to be like Legion or even Camper Frost, Trap Operator,
Biohazard container.
it just sounds diluted. It sounds like they're just coming up with a quick idea of, instead of making, you know, a new idea. I guess this is a new idea, but not really, in my opinion. It's kind of like, hey, I know you don't like this. I know this did well. Hey, I know we have like 5 trap ops in this game, but we're still gonna make a few more. And I think we don't need trap ops. Well, of course we need trap ops, they're important. But we don't need more in general. I think it's stupid to even have a thought of making more. Sounds frustrating. There's so much to deal with. And I don't want that. I don't want to have so many things to deal with at the same time. Especially when I'm playing Blitz or even Clash in that matter. It makes no sense. It kinda has this thought of, is it really worth it? Is it really worth doing it? Like, and I hate it mostly because for them to just take another idea and remaking it, it sounds lazy, you know? It sounds like someone would just go ahead and, you know, copy an idea they already made and was good, still good, and just make it. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, I might be wrong, but I just don't like the thought. It just sounds stupid. It sounds like the worst idea ever. It's like having Capcan and Buck. I'm not saying Capcan and Buck is bad. They're both good on their own way. It's just not, you don't play them every day. You don't play them as often as Hibana or even Jaeger at that point. It's sad. It makes me mad. And I might be over exaggerating. It could also be a fake leak of the operations to make it sound stupid and boring.
Leave now. You have been spotted.
But it doesn't. It sounds like someone came up with this. Someone came up with this and said, hey, you know, last season when we had Legion, or even or even Capcan, it went well or okay. Let's try this again in another way and it might work. No, I think it shouldn't be that in any way, sir, in general. But I might be wrong. You know, the leaks might be false, although I really doubt that, because leaks in Siege are often right. Okay, it almost never happens in this community that a leak is false. In this circumstance, the image was false. I don't know if the whole text was false. I might have missed that, and maybe I'm wrong. But then this is just great. Then I just don't know what the next op will be like. Which I don't really want to in general. And people say to me, well, don't watch the leaks. What are you doing? I watch the leaks because I can't take a hold of myself. It's kind of like a thing I've been doing in years, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I need to see this, you know? I want to see this. I want to know this. And I'm just taking the characters I'm worst with and trying to learn them. And you know, that's another thing. It's just these leaks have been fewer ever since Parabellum started, because we knew almost nothing about Operation Grim Sky, this operation, except that we were probably getting a new Heartbreacher, which is this guy right over here. And you know, well, it was kind of imprinted into an interview they made, and they revealed that they wanted to make a Heartbreacher, a new Heartbreacher, and that was kind of their next focus. And you know, and it works, although Maverick doesn't work. And I'm gonna tell you, I actually want to make a video about it, on why Maverick doesn't work. It's not that he's broken in a, oh, I don't want to pick this operator. It's kind of like it's broken into a, oh, we need to pick this up every time. In ranked, you see him all the time. Holy shit. And for it to be kind of like a, I don't know how they thought, how they were thinking of implementing Maverick. Maybe there's a counter to him in the future, but right now he has pretty much no counter. And that's bad, because I get myself in a situation always where I'm stuck, I'm the only one, and I'm against 2 or 3 people. Okay, I'm focusing, I'm trying to get an idea of where the enemies are, right? My friends start telling me, okay, Blitz is on the hallway. Okay, I know that. I can hear his shield running towards the objective. And with Blitz, it's Twitch. And then you have Maverick and people, you know, sometimes my teammates say, oh, he was last time seen in kitchen. And then when I, this is just an example, this is not a thing that happens to me. Well, it happens often when you're alone in the objective. I'm trying to hold an angle. I'm trying to find an angle where I can get a good shot of Blitz and Twitch. And at the same time, I can get a fast movement into another angle where I can get Maverick, right? And then you think for yourself, well, Maverick has a blowtorch, right? You always, when you're in that situation, it's so intense that you don't think a lot than just killing the enemy. That's your only priority. And yeah, maybe you get a mindful of saying, okay, yeah, Maverick, he has a blowtorch. He can easily get an angle on you and kill you very quiet. His blowtorch is so silent. You have no idea how silent his blowtorch is, especially in the end of the round. And you know, I get crazy because in that situation, I always easily get downed by a Maverick. Always. There's no situation where Maverick has been alone with me and I have got him, because he is such an annoying operator to deal with. He is the worst to deal with. He is the worst to deal with. And that's the least of my problems. The problem is his gun too. His gun is crazy. His assault rifle, his M4, I think, is that what it's called? It's just too good. It's nuts. It's powerful. It's fast. It feels like you're going against Ash, but Ash as a Heartbreacher. You get me? And it doesn't work because, like I explained, he can counter Bandit. He can counter Mute. He can counter Mute easily with no problems whatsoever. And the fact that you have
remaining.
Maverick and 2 more operators to worry about, it just makes you more intense. And in some cases I've seen people give up because there's a Maverick on the other side. And I might be over exaggerating, but that's how it is on high play, you know. If you're alone and you're against 3 people and you have Maverick or even Blitz, in that case, the chances of you succeeding is probably up to 15 or 10%. And I don't know, he doesn't work. He's powerful. He is such a powerful op, and I think you'll see it in Pro League, especially when we're coming near to the next season, which will be in like 2 months from now on. And for me, it affects me, but it makes me learn new things, you know. There's so many things in Siege you have to worry about when you play. The angle, the position you're in, where's the enemies, where do you think the enemies, where are you gonna push, how are you gonna push, you know. So many small things too. How should I aim down on head level? Should I aim down on crouching level? You never know. And that's another thing that is so good about having peeker advantage, is that you kind of see in the first frame when the enemy comes, you kind of see exactly where or how the enemy is standing, if he's standing upright, if he's on the floor, or even crouching, and you'll instantly adjust your reticle into where the head is, because that is where you want to aim. You don't want to aim on the body, because the body will get you killed on high play. That is where it comes to play very hard against Blackbeard, especially with his shield. But that's not really a big of a problem unless you're going into very high play level or very high level play gameplay. This objective, for example, is the worst objective, and I'll tell you why. Because you have a window here, you have a window here. Maverick can easily breach here and make an angle right here, right? And you have another way of coming in here and even here if they have a Maverick, right? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 angles. 7 angles. When you have Maverick, you can make how many you want. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's so hard to keep all those angles. And I've seen Pengu and even Canadian play, even Bulo by the fact on that, and them going against a high level Maverick, it's like watching a freak show, you know. It's not Siege. It's like going against a god in general. You know, it just doesn't fit. And Clash, I guess Clash, people have learned a lot of Clash lately this week on how to hold her down. I even learned a few ways to counter her, which you might see someone do here now. Okay, I know where they are. They're gonna push from here, are they? Nope, they're not. You want me to go down here? And holding angles, and sometimes you might be lucky because your teammates might have good aim and they might hold the angles, but it's hard. It's really hard to do that. I think hopefully I helped there, but it's not easy. Not at all. Playing against Maverick. He's a very powerful
One
character.
op 4 remaining.
And you can easily get killed by him. If you play against a Maverick who knows the map, every wall that can be reinforced and even hard breached, soft breached, you're done for. But who knows? In the future, I don't know what they're going to do.
You will be detected if you remain in this area. You have been spotted.
Okay, did you see me what I did? I watched the shadow there. Another thing which is very good in this game, watch shadows all the time. What do you want? Oh, hi. And in general, I feel like going against a Maverick,
Has been compromised.
he always has an advantage of you. He always has a better angle than you. He's gonna be on the left. He always gonna have a better angle than you, a better movement than you, and an overall weapon. And they need to nerf him, and I think they're definitely gonna do that. I wouldn't say nerf his gadget. I would say nerf his gun first, because his gadget is gonna be useless if it gets nerfed too much. Kind of like Lion. I mean, he's not useless, but he kind of has become the kind of like Ella. But I think he's gone better, or he's become better because of because of the misalignment issue fix. His weapon feels so much smoother and better in general. And yeah. So yeah, that's Maverick and my thoughts about Maverick and the leaks that were exposed to being fake, and my thoughts on them. And well, what I should probably talk about is a thing that Sen and even I think Bikini or pretty much every YouTuber has talked about, and I want to talk about it myself too, because it's such a good subject, but at the same time, it's a thing that a lot of people, especially friends of mine that I play with, thinks about a lot, and it's casual. As you see, casual can be very toxic. I even live streamed real toxicity. That sounds stupid to say, I'm sorry, but it's real. No, it's real. Toxicity is an issue in this game, and it'll always be. That another thing is the matchmaking, the preparation, how casual in general should be like. And you know, when you're playing casual, casual is pretty much meant for the new players. It's never meant for anyone else except the new players, right? And give me a second here, so I can get a better angle on him. I don't wanna. As you see, I focus so much. They kill? I don't think they did. What?
Last operator standing. Secure the biohazard container. Securing the container. Op 4 eliminated.
Sorry, Fuse. Well, yeah. The issue is with casual is that you can't choose an objective, you can't see where you're spawning. And I can agree on that because I want to, you know, when I want to learn a map like Hereford base, which I'm doing now, I want to spawn into the sites where I prefer, where people prefer. I think we should be able to choose sites and even see where we spawn in general. And it's so weird, and I don't know why Ubisoft has this mechanic still in the game. I kind of want it removed. Although I understand that the randomness of it, that people should learn sites and all that. Even bad sites, you know.
We need to protect the biohazard
But
container. Secure the room.
it just feels so useless because, yeah, new people play casual, but it's just for a limited time. Right? So they think,
Op 4 located the biohazard container.
so they might think, oh, you know, we just make casual for the unranked players to play, so when they turn 20 they're never gonna play casual again. I think that's how they thought casual was gonna be played like. And clearly that's not the point. That's not how it works. People like me who doesn't want to play ranked, who doesn't want to deal with the tryharding, want to relax, want to enjoy the game. Like now, I'm trying to enjoy the game. I'm trying to learn this map. And I want to pick site because I want to get good with those sites. I want to get angles, new angles every time. And this is the issue, right? See, this site is the worst site in this game. And let's see here. Okay, so we have 2 persons. Or 3 people even. Huh. I was so ready to fucking shoot his head off. See? It's just so hard. Ugh. But yeah, to choose a site, right, that fits, that is great, that you can play, and even learn to play a bit competitive.
Op 4 is securing the biohazard container.
And playing, you know, random is just, it's not a thing anymore. It shouldn't be. Well, it's still a thing, but it shouldn't be. Sorry, because I know new players wanna learn and everything and all that, but isn't it better to be able to pick early so you get used to it, right? So you can at least know how, okay, this is kind of like how rank is gonna work, right? And another word that even Bikini pointed out is that it should be called unranked. Let's see here. It should be called unranked because it's gonna be like ranked, only it's just not the tryharding part, kind of like not the non-stressful part of it, aspect of it. Just relaxing and having fun. And in my opinion, it should have been like that from the get-go, but it's not because the developers had other thoughts about it, right? And now that it's gone 3 years, almost 3 years, I kind of think it's time, you know, to go back into casual and maybe take that mechanic off the game, no matter how hard it is. Because give me a second. Because it's so much better. It's a better way to learn the game in general. I think, in my opinion, that's how casual should work, right? Holy shit.
Proceed to biohazard container
And
location.
I don't know. People might have arguments against it, and I understand. But in the long run, is it really worth it? Because it kind of damaged my experience when I was playing this game a long time ago, and it kind of damaged. And I see how now. Kind of see how and understand more of why it damaged my experience, because I didn't get the aspect to, or didn't get the option to choose where I wanted to go, where I wanted to spawn. Because in that time, you could spawn anywhere, literally. And you could easily, and if you're unlucky enough, you would have a Jaeger on the other side, or even by a window getting ready to kill you as soon as you spawn in. It's not relevant. It shouldn't be a thing anymore. Right? I'm just clearing out here. But it shouldn't be an aspect anymore. It shouldn't be a thing. I think they should take it off entirely. And in my words and thoughts, that's what I think. That's what I want the game to be like. Because it will work so much better, smoother, and in general, it's not a bad thing, you know.
Four last operator standing. Secure the biohazard container.
Okay, never mind. He's just gonna step on a tripwire, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Okay, let's see here. See? And I don't know. That's my thoughts about it. You can tell me your thoughts or anything you want. Although that's my thoughts about it. And yeah, I mean that's what I have to say. It's nothing that I'm coming up with now. Maybe I should even talk about Clash and my thoughts on her, because, well, really, my thoughts on her now is pretty much what my thoughts are before, right? And I don't know. Like I said, they're both very powerful characters. One more powerful than the other, but the other is still very powerful. It's kind of yin. It's not yin yang. It's kind of like yin yin, but the other yin just being, or maybe it's kind of like yin yang. But in general, the other one just being a bit weak in when it comes for competitive. Because I see Clash in competitive, I see Clash in casual, I see Clash in custom, I see Maverick everywhere. No matter where you go, terrorist hunt. It's crazy. And they're probably